Hey everybody, this is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to the Babyfaces on iHeartRadio.
Hey guys, this is WWE Superstar Tiffany Stratton, and you're listening to the Babyfaces on iHeartRadio.
What's going on, y'all? It's WWE Superstar Kofi Kingston, and you're listening to the Babyfaces on iHeartRadio, baby!
All right, you hear that music. That means we are back. It's the Babyfaces podcast on iHeartRadio, powered by 97.5 WAMZ, Kentuckiana's #1 for country. I'm your host, Austin Montgomery. You already know that Billy's probably going to be out for a while. He's going to try to make his returns here and there. With football season, he's moved back home, and he's going through a lot right now. So we'll have him on whenever, but we have a couple special guests here. My man Vigilante Talks is going to be joining me as we welcome one of the hottest free agent signings this year. You all know him as Ricochet from AEW. Hey, and how you doing, Ricochet? I want to let you know this. We were talking before the show. This is your second time on our podcast, so that officially makes you a friend of the show.
There we go. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran.
Well, we thank you for having us on here, man. We'll just go ahead and get you a quick start off. You are going to be kind of like a homecoming here. You're a small town Paducah kid returning back to Lexington. It's going down AEW Dynamite and Rampage this Wednesday at Rupp Arena.
Oh, yeah.
What do you tell the fans to expect about that show, especially off such a hot and what some people have been calling a controversial AEW All Out this past weekend?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It gets pretty crazy over here. I mean, we really like to give the fans a different perspective, you know. But yeah, I mean, I feel like All In and All Out both, I think, delivered big time, and I think those shock moments help add, you know, like when you go see a movie and it you know, like Saw or something, and you know, it helps add to the story of what they're trying to tell. So I think you know, I think there's Dynamite. I think here in Lexington, I think it's going to get pretty wild. I think there's some things that's going to go on, and we got Will Ospreay that's talking crap. We got Pac that's talking crap already. So yeah, I mean, AEW ticks, get them right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to go.
I want to start by saying that I am so glad that you are where you at right now. I think with a talent like yours, this is the best place to showcase it because they're really good at showcasing your type of talent. We know the history between you and Will. Yeah, that's a banger of a match, no matter where you guys is at, right? My question to you is, aside from Will, from your current roster, who are you looking forward to getting in the ring with?
I mean, the way I see it, it feels like people have already lined up to get in the ring with me. You know, I mean, the way I see it, whether it's Ospreay or Pac or Kyle Fletcher or whoever it is, like it seems like people are already lined up to show that they're better than me. So it's not about who I want to. It's about everybody apparently wants to be in the ring with me. Apparently, so that's where I'm at right now. So whoever wants to step up first, really.
Great answer.
And we're AEW is almost like the dream match heaven. There's just so many people on there that's made their name in other wrestling industries, from either like Ring of Honor or any independent wrestlers all over the world that they'd love to see that they've never really gotten showcased. So what's it like to kind of be on there and represent that and kind of give AEW that sort of fresh look in that department and other dream matches that you could create?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing with AEW right now is the freshness, the newness, the what ifs, because it is so new. So there is so much that there is out there to be done as far as matches and stories and everything to be happen. So yeah, I mean, the way I see it is I'm just the new guy ready to like make a splash. So I want to, you know, do everything that I can to help them grow. And again, being so new, they've already did so much growing. They've already grown so much within the 5 years that they've already been going. So if I can help that in any way, and to be able for this company to showcase the style of art that I really want to produce is awesome. So if we can work together and, All Elite Wrestling and Ricochet can really make a great mixture of what we're both trying to produce for our fans, then I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that produce working together and stuff like that, right? On my social media, a few months ago, I did a video. Austin, correct me if I'm wrong. It was about 6-7 months ago where I
Yeah.
said that fans really love and miss Prince Puma, correct? And how it's always been like you always been like on the baby face side of the roster. Have you considered going heel or the idea of turning heel at AEW?
I think
Bad guy Ricochet.
I think everybody just kind of is an extension of whom they feel they are. So I feel like for me, for example, I'm not afraid to tell somebody to shut up and smack them in their mouth. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like there's steps that we could take before we get there. So the good guy, bad guy, blah 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 blah. That's all. That's all just within that person. I feel like there aren't really good guys and bad guys. I mean, for example, people like, is Thanos a bad guy? Some people don't think so. Is Killmonger a bad guy? Some people don't think so. So it depends. Like, everyone's got their story and how they tell it. People can resonate with that. So maybe one of these days my story will be told differently than how I feel now. Maybe I will feel differently later. So who knows? But right now I feel great. I feel good. And really, it's hard to really get me down. It's always been hard, that since in my real life, my wrestling life, it's hard to get me down. It's hard to really get on my bad side. Sure, I will communicate with you, and we will talk about it, and we'll fight if we need to. But I don't know. I've always kind of been, if not for the fans and if not for the people, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So I'm not afraid to touch, like, Will Ospreay or whomever it is. We got a problem. We can squash it right now. However you need to squash it. So the good guy, bad guy, it's different. It's all how you feel in the moment, and I might feel differently later.
Yeah, so
I hear
whoever
that.
wants to step up to Ricochet, and if you're willing to do it this Wednesday at AEW Dynamite, it's going to be going down at Rupp Arena. It's the Babyfaces. Austin, I'm with my man Vigilante Talks, and of course we got our dude Ricochet. And you mentioned earlier, or All In, and then as we kind of sort of talked about how you're no stranger to performing in front of big audience. You've done it all around the world. What was it? What kind of stood out from your debut at AEW, and what was it like, kind of just being in London and in Wembley and performing in that stadium? What was AEW All In like for you?
Yeah, man, Wembley was amazing. It really gave that big feel, that big show feel, the big fight feel. It really did. And man, really, the locker rooms make things different. Both locker rooms are great. I've known people here in All Elite for, man, probably my whole career. I've known a lot of these guys. Literally my whole career. The Chuck Taylors and some of those guys since day one. I've known. So it was honestly a pretty easy transition. It was pretty smooth for me to transition over. Everyone still did, like, I haven't seen a lot of these guys in 5, 6, 7 years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was kind of like I saw them last weekend. It was like we started right back where we left off. So that's been and it's just obviously the environments are different, so that those are different. But really, at the end of the day, like, I've had fun my whole career, and this is just going to reignite that spark that was still, that fire that still was there, but it just needed some gasoline to throw on it to ignite it bigger. And I think AEW is going to be that gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Believe it or not, I agree. I said that whenever you popped out and the crowd went crazy, I went crazy, and my wife told me to calm down because I started throwing stuff around the house.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah, I got really hyped. I was marking out. I'm honestly saying I was marking out. I have a question that kind of works at two questions, right? Because we know right now, by now, you're probably one of those people that has some of the most viral moments when it comes to
Absolutely.
wrestling and in ring performances. So my question is, right, what is the biggest challenge you have as a high flyer, and also is it a challenge for you to say somebody expecting for me to do something crazy to have a viral moment in this match? Do you go into your performances thinking that way?
No, I don't. I've never once gone into any performance thinking that I have to meet the fans' expectations of something. Not in any rude way. Like it's not like everything I do is for the fans, obviously, but I don't go into the
Yeah.
match thinking I have to do this for the fan. Blah, blah. No, I don't. I don't. I just go into it with my mindset of really like how can I put on the best performance, but not necessarily what moves do I have to do to, you know
Gotcha.
what I mean? Just the performance in general.
Yeah.
Uh, Most of the moves that I've done, I've been doing like whether it's in Japan or the independent scene or in WWE or in AEW or wherever. My move set has kind of been the same. I've not changed.
Yeah.
Even in the WWE, I was doing springboard 450s across the thing onto the announce
Yep.
tables. I was doing double moonsaults off the cage. I was doing 630 springboard shooting stars. I mean, what else? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so as far as that goes, I don't really have any pressure on. I don't put pressure on myself to do that. I do put pressure on myself to, like you just said, like you went crazy and you were throwing stuff because you had a feeling inside. Like I want to give people a good feeling about what they're seeing, but not necessarily do I put the pressure on myself to do a specific
Gotcha.
move or do something crazy. So yeah, I do, but I do want to give them a feeling. I do want them to leave the building remembering Ricochet because especially here at AEW, everybody can do so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I go about it. I just want them to walk away remembering something that I did, whether it is a move or it is somehow my selling or the feeling, whatever it is. I do want to give them a feeling, but I don't put that pressure on myself, really.
Gotcha. So
And
you
that's
focus more. You focus
Yeah,
more. Sorry, Austin.
oh,
You
you're good.
focus more on the whole, on the performance overall, and not just I want to go in there and make this particular move,
absolutely.
which is awesome because we could see it throughout the match. Like it's not just we waiting for that moment. It's like we know it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah,
So we
thank you.
paying attention, and I as a fan I could appreciate
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's most certainly appreciated. Everything that you've done for the sake of all the fans' entertainment out there. And that's what pro wrestling's all about. And of
Yeah.
course, you can find that's what AEW is all about when they make their way to Rupp Arena this Wednesday, September 11th. Listen here, guys. When you're listening to this right now on your iHeartRadio podcast, we have your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to go to Rupp Arena and see Ricochet and all your other favorite wrestlers. So all you got to do is post a screenshot wherever you're listening, retweet this, and we'll get your name in a bin and we'll be drawing you out and calling you out. Ricochet, right before we get you off, like I mentioned, we just had you earlier on in the year. You kind of talked about the big year that 2024 was going to give. But you also mentioned over the holidays, and we all know you and you and your lovely fiance got to go out, and you went out with a couple other people, and you got to go see Bruno Mars out in
Yeah.
Vegas. Have you done any more fun concerts this year? Has anything topped that, or is that still on the top of the list?
Uh, I mean, for even before I even got to Vegas, whatever, I've been wanting to see Bruno Mars for a long time, forever. So that one's on the top of the list of just concerts I've seen in
Okay.
general. It was so much fun. It was amazing. I would suggest if anybody has the opportunity, I say go see Bruno Mars. It was awesome. You could you could even see like Jennifer Lopez and you could see Boyz II Men
Oh,
down there, and they were having a good time. So it was awesome. But I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff. We've seen magic shows. We've seen comedy shows. We saw Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker was awesome.
oh, nice.
But we see everything. We've seen like Chris Angel. We've seen Donny Osmond. We've seen so many little
Mm.
Terry Fader. There's so much stuff that we've seen. We've seen Usher. Usher was awesome.
Oh, yeah, there you
Usher's
go.
awesome live.
But I mean, Usher was great. Bruno Mars is still up there. I mean, there's still more to
Yeah.
see. There's so much stuff. It's awesome. I love going to see shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to see Bruno Mars last year. He's a part of Bourbon and Beyond, and he headlined, and he was a babyface. And it was he came out to 24 Karat Magic, so it already
Yes,
started with a boom.
Yeah.
So it was very, very underrated concert. And guys, you guys got to get out there and check AEW out. It's coming to Rupp Arena this Wednesday. We appreciate the newest, hottest free agent signing, AEW superstar Ricochet. Dude, thanks for joining us so much. We appreciate you. Is there any way anyone you want to shout out or kind of give a platform to kind of discuss where people can find you and buy your merch like that cool shirt?
Yeah, you can go to AEWshop.com, and they've got a couple Ricochet shirts. And couple, I think they got a little photo of me doing the shooting star at All In. But you can find me literally on basically Instagram, Twitter, all of it at King Ricochet. Make sure you follow and follow along for the journey that we're about to take. It's going to be fun.
Thank you so much, Ricochet. We appreciate you. This is the Babyfaces podcast. Make sure to take a snapshot. Make sure to let us know where you're listening from, and we'll get you into Wednesday's show. For Vigilante Talks, filling in for our guy, Billy, our special guest, Ricochet. Dude, thank you so much. We'll see you Wednesday, brother.
No problem. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Take care.
Peace.